Welcome, UC Bearcat fans, to UC Bearcats on the Prowl, part of the Grueling Truth Radio Network. As always, James Ernest and Mark Fightmaster. Mark, what have the Bearcats been up to?
Well, actually, I guess the biggest news of the last couple of weeks came from the baseball side of things, where they lured Coach Goggins away from Xavier and brought him over to coach the Bearcats next year. And that's a pretty big get right there, because they took him out of the Big East, where he's taken Xavier to the NCAA tournament the last 2 years, and get him to come across town. So, I think it's a big hire for the UC baseball team, and maybe things are looking up there.
Exactly. I was kind of surprised by the move, like you said. Leaving the Big East, going to the crosstown rival, it just, wow, that was surprising.
Yeah, it at first look, it didn't make a lot of sense to me. My first reaction was, man, they must have offered him big-time money. But then again, if you sit down and look at it, he may actually have a better chance of making the NCAA tournament on a consistent basis in the AAC rather than in the Big East. The American Athletic Conference is definitely not a baseball powerhouse, and if he can get UC playing just a bit better, then maybe they can start winning it and start getting in the tournament on a rather consistent basis.
That's true, and then the better facilities over at UC versus Baylor Stadium. So, yeah, I see some points there. I know what you mean.
Yeah, and then again, who knows? Maybe he just likes a rebuilding project, So.
Cool. So that sounds like some good news. What other good news we got going on?
It's been really kind of quiet. They did it yesterday. I think it was yesterday. It might have been today. The Crosstown Shootout's going to be on December 2nd this year. So we have that to look forward to in early December.
Well, that's good. Really... Yeah, I know what you mean. There hasn't been a whole heck of a lot. It's that time of the year where it's kind of quiet, but there are some good things going on. On June 21st, they have that big event coming up at the Holy Grail, so that's going to be nice. Mark, are you there? Hello? So, yeah, they're going to have that event, so that's going to be nice. No worries, it happens. So they got that. Let's see what other good things are going on. So, yeah, that's going to be at the Holy Grail on June 21st from 5:30 to 8. Fans have the opportunity to interact and take pictures with several members of the Bearcats football team and coaching staff. So that's going to be nice.
Yeah, that'll be fun. That'll be good. Maybe I'm trying to think what time my thing is. I might be able to sneak over to the Holy Grail ahead of time, and then head on over to UC for. We got to do coaches training, but one of our speakers is Luke Fickle. So. Oh
wow! So yeah.
Yeah.
So if you're late, he's going to be, he's vice versa. So yeah, you should be able to do that. And then
exactly.
Announcing games and all, they recently announced, of course, UC and Miami, as always, they're going to play. This year it's on September 16th in the evening up there at Miami. Ooh, and the game's going to be on Fox, so that's a good thing.
It is, okay.
Yeah, so shoot, I'm not able to get off for that game, but I'm hoping to get up there for that one because I always like going to games up in Miami. They got a nice atmosphere. They don't, have a crowd or a team or, other actors, or they can't win in the first half of the season. But other than that, they have some really nice statues. I got to give them that. Yeah, the statues they have are pretty cool because it's all these famous people that were at one point in time at Miami of Ohio for a little bit, and then went on to become famous somewhere else. So yeah, so it's interesting.
Yeah, and I guess they are starting to trickle out some game times for the football. I know last time we had talked, I think we had a game time for the first few games. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
so hopefully that'll keep coming out.
And I want to say like Temple or something as well.
Yeah.
Oh, it's funny. Flipping through the news and all, and they had a thing about Doug Martin. Doug Martin? He hasn't never played at UC. What the heck are they talking about Doug Martin? They also, I guess, they have a golfer with the same name as the running back from Tampa. Because I was like, why are they talking about him? It just didn't make a bit of sense. But yeah, like you said, it's good. They're starting to get getting the games out there. That way we can start scheduling things.
Yeah. Exactly. And, you know, I mean, the football team is putting some work in. You know, I'm sure they're doing workouts and stuff as much as they can. So, getting better. It really is going to be a fun season.
Yep. I'm definitely looking forward to it. I mean, unfortunately, a ways away, but hopefully we'll be able to go up to training camp, get some coverage from there, all those kind of aspects of it as we progress. But until then, track and field's going on right now. The men and women both have some people competing in the NCAA final. And
good.
So they got some things going on there, some discus athletes, some high jumpers, all that kind of good stuff. And then
that's excellent.
Yep. And then because I like to jump around random, back to Luke Fickle, which, you'll be learning from him. Apparently he was a wrestler, and pretty good one at that.
Oh yeah, he was big time. When he was, I think he is a year younger than me, and I played football for a year up in Columbus at Otterbein. And when I was up there, he was the talk of the town, man, because he's from that area. He went to, and the name of the school is escaping me. But, they're basically the elder of Columbus, purple and white. They're the Panthers, great sports programs. And he was one of their top wrestlers. I think he may not have lost a wrestling match in high school.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so he was big time. And then he went and parlayed that into football at Ohio State. Yeah,
because it talks about how, just the wrestling impacted his coaching style. It was from Bill Cook. So it's a really good article. It's on UC's website. Definitely worth it.
Yeah, that'd be interesting to see how wrestling, how he uses that in coaching, because I know how it translates to football, especially since he played defensive line and being, possibly even a little undersized, how he used his leverage and all that stuff. I'll look that up and read that, because I'd be interested to see how it's impacted his coaching.
I agree with you. I mean, it's one of those things when you talk interior linemen, offensive and defensive, leverage is just such an important part of the game.
Mm-hmm.
So despite not having any big games going on right now, there's still been a lot of big things going on. Like you said, basketball pairings, all kinds of good stuff going on there.
Yeah, I guess they did release the AAC schedule. I know UC, the big one I was looking for, they have a home-and-home with SMU, and they have a home-and-home with Wichita State next season.
Excellent.
So they get two shots at a Shockers team who is, I've seen some very, very preliminary preseason polls putting them in the top 5.
Exactly. So that would be interesting to see them play at home. And then, like you said, then they've got the home only with East Carolina and Tulsa, so I ain't too worried about that. And then that makes no sense. Okay. Then on the next line it says road only with USF and Tulsa. No, that's Tulane. My bad. So the TUF, and I'm like, how can you have only both? You can't. Yeah, so it happens.
Exactly. Yeah.
Definitely getting to see UConn, of course, is always exciting. You said Wichita State. The conference is getting better.
It is. It really is. As SMU continues to, they got to try and capitalize on last year's conference success. Definitely not the NCAA tournament success, but their conference success, and see if they can continue to, like I said, build on it and keep that momentum going. And then you got UC, you got Wichita State. UConn, they need to do a little work to get back up to where they were. So, but, there's 4 or 5 good teams in the conference, and that's what you need.
Exactly. Because, if you have one of those conferences, like you said, that there aren't those 4 or 5 good teams, then it makes it really tough because if you don't have any, outside of conference wins, you get looked at sideways, even though you might have had a great conference record. So, I know what you mean.
Yeah, I mean, you're looking at UC and SMU, who were the top 2 teams in the conference. UC had, 5, 6 losses going into the NCAA tournament, and they ended up with a 6 seed. And that was all because of the conference. So it'll get better.
Well, that and UC losing at the end of the season, like you said, the SMU games really did hurt them there. I mean, they should have been able to capitalize on it and had good, good momentum going into the tournament, but it just never worked out.
Yeah, didn't build.
Yeah, because, SMU, you're 17-1. You can't go wrong with that record. UC 16-2. And then you're right. After that, there's a big discrepancy. Most everybody else, 12, 11, 9, 9. So, but like you said, UConn will bounce back again. Temple's, got a history of having a really tough program. So, they'll figure it out.
Yep, eventually. We'll see if UC's still there, They haven't moved on.
Well, of course, that's the goal. We want to get out of that conference. No offense. Okay, offense to the conference.
Yeah,
we want
exactly.
to get out there. We want to be in the major conferences. Heck, hopefully between now and then they'll, do the Pangea effect and just have those 5 or 6 major conferences.
Yep. Yeah, we'll see. I can definitely see things headed that way. Let's just hope UC gets taken into it.
Exactly. Yeah, because you're right. Oh my gosh, yeah. If you're on the outside of that, that'd be horrible. Yeah, basically that. Go Division II, go NAIA, go whatever, because it ain't gonna matter.
Yep.
But other than that, there ain't too much going on. Like you said, the baseball thing. That is huge for UC. Obviously, that'd be kind of fun to call up Xavier and kind of get their opinion on what the heck happened. I'm sure it wouldn't be too pretty with the red and the blue not liking each other.
Yeah, they'll just add some more fuel to the rivalry.
Exactly. So that'll be great. As always, later on I'll have to look it up, see if they've announced the women's basketball, because I'm kind of curious on that, because, of course, I want to see UConn again. I know a lot of people go, I don't really get into women's basketball. Even if you're not a women's basketball fan, going to the UConn game is totally worth it. You see it that plays the right way. Obviously, you care about women's basketball. You're a coach of your daughter's team. So, you want to take the girls there and show them, say, this is what women's basketball can look like.
Exactly.
Yeah. We don't have the UCLAs, the legendary Kentucky teams anymore because the teams don't stay together. But that UConn team is just Coach Gina Auriemma. You can't go wrong there.
No, he's built a machine.
Exactly. Any final thoughts?
No, just keep your ears open for Bearcat news and go Cats.
Excellent. One of the things we plan on doing on this show in the future, because right now, obviously, we've got not too much going on. My plan, and I'm going to talk with the other teams in the conference, try to get some their coaches, players, that kind of thing, starting funneling them on the show. Mm-hmm. So for us at the UC Bearcats on the Prowl, James and Mark, hopefully that y'all tune back